Welcome to everyone. This week video will be the last one for the year 2023, and will cover the SP500 in the gold market for the week of December 26, 2023. If you like this video, don't forget to click on the like button, subscribe and click on the bell to make sure you don't miss any future videos. Before we start, make sure you read carefully the disclaimer. Let's start with the SP500. For the end of the year, let's make an overall review. There is a very high probability the October 2022 low is the 54-month cycle low. For more details on the long cycles, I recommend to watch my videos on Introduction to Cycles. I posted the link below in the description. From that there is two different scenarios. One bullish and one bearish. It is very important to always keep two scenarios, to be ready in case and switch of position. Since the October 2022 low, the next cycle was very bullish, and a very bullish cycle is always shorter than usually. For that reason the next 18-month cycle lasts only 12 months, and formed a low on October 2023. The next 18-month cycle low is scheduled for around the first quarter of 2025. The peak of this cycle is expected for the 2024 summer, around August. A more precise time target will be calculated later. For the bearish scenario, is the October 2023 low is not the 18-month cycle low, and this cycle low should occur around March, April 2024. The 40-week cycle. If we take the bullish scenario, due to the Hurst principle of synchronicity, the October 2023 low is also the 40-week cycle low. In this case the next low is scheduled for the third week of June 2024. On the bearish scenario, the low is scheduled between March and April 2024. The 20-week cycle. In any scenario, the October 2023 was a 20-week cycle low. To trade the 20-week cycle there is no difference between the bullish or the bearish scenario. In both cases the low is expected on February or March 2024. The yellow zone on the chart. Where the next 20-week cycle will find support? The first option is the SP500 will find support on his cycle line. At that time the cycle line will be between 4540 and 4560. If the SP500 finds support on his cycle line and rebound, and resume his up move, this will confirm the October 2023 low is at 18 months low, and we can use the bullish scenario with confidence. If the SP500 crossed sharply below his cycle line, then the bearish scenario is more likely to happen. In this case the next low will be the 18-month cycle low started on October 2022. The cycle lines are very useful to help to identify the different cycles. The last trading signal was on November 17th when the market crossed above his cycle line at 44.78, providing a potential target at 48.52. For a potential profit of $374 or 8%. This week high at 4,778 is only $74 away from the target or 1.53%. The success rate is 100%. The 80 days cycle. This week high at 47.78 is certainly the 80 days cycle peak. The low for this cycle is still expected on January 4, 2024. And the next one around March 11, 2024. The success rate is 100%. If trade the 80-day cycle, from the November 3rd signal, the potential profit was an average of 180 points or 4.18% in 12 days. The 40 days cycle. The next 40 days cycle low is still expected on January 4, 2024. The market should cross below the 40 days cycle uptrend line, the blue line. And at the same time, crossed below his cycle line, providing a downside target. Here are the cycle lines for this week and their potential targets. The last signal was on November 8, when the SP500 crossed above his cycle lines at 43.57 and 43.61. For a potential profit, respectively of 253 and 257 points or 5.81% and 5.9%. The success rate is 81%. The 20 days cycle. This 20-day cycle low was expected on December 17th, but occurred on December 20th, 3 days late. And the next one is scheduled for January 6, 2024. During the next 20 days formation low, the SP500 should cross below his cycle line. Here the cycle line and their potential targets. The success rate is 89.47%. The 10 days cycle. Last week, I expected the 10-day cycle low for the December 21st. The low occurred on December 20th, just 1 day early. The next low is scheduled for December 28th, the yellow zone on the chart. The success rate for the 10-day cycle is 100%. Now let's see the gold market. Just as reminder, to analyze the gold market, I use the GLD ETF. The 18-month cycle. The last 18-month cycle peak occurred on May 2023. And the last 18-month cycle low was on October 2023, and the next one is expected for December 2024. The 200.37 target still valid, just as reminder the target have been triggered on March 2023. When the gold ETF crossed above his cycle INE at 175 for a potential target at 200.37. If the gold ETF meet the target, it will be a profit of $24.90, or 14%. The 40-week cycle. The gold market still in bullish trend, since it's still above his cycle line. The target is still 195, which has been provided by the gold ETF crossing above his cycle line in October 2023. At 181.96, for a potential profit of $13.66 or 75%. The success rate for this cycle is 100%. The 20-week cycle. The last 20-week cycle occurred in October 2023 at 168.30. The next low is expected by the end of February 2024. The 194.06 target should be reached during the present rally. If the target is reached, this will give a $12.80 of profit or 7%, since the last signal on October 16, 2023. The success rate is 100%. The 80 days cycle. The last 80 days cycle low was on December 11th at 183.15. The next lows is expected on February 17, 2024. Technically, the peak should occur on the left side of the cycle, a left time translation. Meaning the next correction should cross below his cycle lines, providing a downside target zone. If the gold ETF form a peak after the peak of the cycle, the red dashed line, then the decline could be moderate. The red dashed line represent the ideal cycle peak, where the market should form a peak, but in reality, it's very rare this happen. For more details on time translation, I suggest to watch my series of videos on Introduction to Cycles. The links are posted below. The success rate for this cycle is 62.5%. The 40 days cycle. The gold ETF trade on his cycle line for the past 2 weeks. Today the market trade above it, confirming the December 11th, is the 40 days cycle low. The next 40 days low is scheduled for January 14, 2024. The last November signal gave a $6.49 profits or 3.5%. The success rate is 100%. The 20 days cycle. The 183.15 December 11th low was the last 20 days cycle low. The next 20 days low should occur on December 28th and should find support on his cycle line. The cycle lines at that time will be between 187 and 188. The 194.05 target still valid, as far as the gold ETF stay above his cycle line. The potential profit will be $5.45 or 2.89% as the gold ETF meet his target. The success rate is 92.86%. The 10 days cycle. The last 10 days cycle low occurred on December 20th. The next one is scheduled for the December 28th. At that time the gold ETF should cross below his cycle line, providing a potential downside target. Here are the cycle lines and their potential targets. There is a very high probability the gold ETF will find support on his 20-day cycle line. Today's high at 191.88, the gold ETF meet his 189.25 target. If exit the market today, for a profit $4.50 or 2.4% since the December 13th, or 9 days. The success rate for this cycle is 87.5%. In conclusion, the SP500 is close to reach his 4,852 20-weeks target, and will probably, like the Dow Jones Industrial Average, make a new all-time high. But we can expect a slowdown in this up move soon, due to the 20-week cycle which point down. The gold market should resume his uptrend, and to meet all the targets. Stay tuned, because next week I will publish a table with the success rate for each cycle on all the markets I follow. The SP500, Dow Jones Industrial Average, Bitcoins, gold, and the US dollar index. This is the end of this week's video. Thank you for following me. Next week, I will publish another market update.